Hello, how are you doing today? So, my name is Kari Toje. I'm a real estate consultant in Lagos, Nigeria. Thanks to God, thanks to hard work, I'm able to enjoy time freedom. You know, I work from home, I work at my own time, and I'm able to make between 6 to 7 figure monthly in naira, not dollars, in naira, from real estate consulting. So, a lot of friends, some of my friends on Facebook, those who follow me on Facebook, that have been coming to my inbox recently to ask me to mentor them in the line of business that I do. And they've been asking for info. I would have preferred this as a Facebook Live so that they can, you can all join and then interact, ask questions, and I just answer them immediately. That's why I wanted a live video. But then we scheduled the live video, but unforeseen occurrence, things happened, and I couldn't come live. So I decided to just record the video offline and then upload it to where you guys can watch it. So the topics we'll be talking about today, what we'll be discussing, first of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about what real estate consulting is about. That's where to start, and how I'm able to make money from it. And then we'll talk about how to generate lead for the business and quickly make your first sale. And after that, we'll also talk about how you can actually be getting daily alerts from sales being made without you having to sell any product. We'll talk about that, and then finally we'll talk about how you can get started. And you should just know up front that this business, the business that I do, is completely free to start. It doesn't require any money for you to get started. The registration is free, so you basically have no excuse really not to get started. And I'll always be here as a mentor, so you have the support that you need in this line of business to get started. I'll just say it up front before I move into the business. There's really no business really that that doesn't require work. If you are looking for that magical business, that's why things like MMM came on board, and we are all aware of how that went, right? So it goes to show that there's no business really that that doesn't require work, But if you have somebody to mentor you, somebody who has succeeded in that line of business to mentor you, and the person, is always available to you, and you give yourself to that support that the person provides, apply yourself to it, you see that you can really quickly make money. You can really quickly go from zero to to thousands, to hundreds of thousands, of to tens of hundreds, thousands, just working from home, and especially in real estate consulting. So this is what I'll be talking about, and I hope that once you're done watching the video, that you quickly get started, reach out to me, do what you need to do. I'll give instructions towards the end of the video. Do what you need to do, and then reach out to me for support. And just always, they following me. I will answer you. I will support you to success. Now let's start. Real estate consulting, what is it about? It's really very, very, very simple. Real estate consulting is basically, what I do is sell lands, sell houses. Now, why do we call it real estate consulting? You can just say real estate agent, but I'm not really a real estate agent. Let me try and explain. A real estate agent, basically, they don't have a portfolio. They don't really have a portfolio of properties. People just come and say, oh, I want a four-bedroom, 5-bedroom apartment, or 2-bedroom, or I want to rent a place and so and so, and they just start calling and looking for who has it, and start going about trying to get it until they please their clients. And what could happen is that even after they've done all the wahala, and the person might not buy. person could start saying, "Oh, my budget doesn't," and you've done all the trouble, you know. So at the end of the day, experiences of people who are into um, real estate agents, some of their challenges are, is that they end up spending money without a client buying. At the end of the day, they end up wasting time. You can do a whole lot of running around without anyone coming to us. That's the that's the challenge they have. But in my line of business, I don't have that challenge. Why? Because I have partnered, I and a network of others have partnered with selected real estate companies in Lagos. Even as now we're actually going outside of Lagos. We're partnering with developers in Port Harcourt. We even have one in Dubai now. So we're partnering with these estate developers or real estate companies, whichever you want to call them. You know, we partner with them. We agree on a commission structure that they used to pay, and then we check their properties. There are guys, actually we call some of them we call them giant bosses, that sit with any real estate developer that wants us to market their properties. They sit with them, they discuss terms, they check out their properties. It is their job to do all that, and then if they think it's something that works for us, they'll bring them on board, introduce them as new partners to us. We have a WhatsApp group where they keep us all updated. So they introduce the new partners to us, and then we just start marketing. When you market and you sell their product, what happens? The process is really very simple. There's an application form for each of the properties. So when somebody wants to buy and he has decided the property that he wants to buy, you just send the person an application form. On that application form, there is a column for real estate consultant or referrer. So real estate consultant who referred you, and the person's name and phone number. So it's on that application form. You just fill it. So once the client submits it to the company, you already, proud to all this, you already do your registration. That's how to get started. You do your registration, and so once you have a client, you just fill that form. As long as your name is on the form, you submit it to the real estate company. They process it, they see your name there, they check their data, your name is there, your account number is with them already. They just send your payment. It's that simple. So, but that's different from real estate agents. Real estate agents, up to 5, 6, 7 people can be involved in one transaction, and they have to now share the money among. That's not it. Is your say, you're getting everything. You're getting everything. So that's the difference. That's what real estate consulting is really about. What I do, why we call it consulting, is because you don't just sell property. Somebody will not just come to you and say, I want to buy this property. It happens sometimes, but most times it doesn't. You have to answer questions. They consult with you. You can have a client who is asking you, oh, please, between this property and this property, what do you think? What do you recommend? So we consult also, we advise. But for us to do all this, we have to have information beforehand. So you have to study a little about the feed. Not really that much. It's just about knowing about land titles, just little things, land titles, land measurements, the places in Lagos. I mean, that particular property, the attractions to it, what's there that will influence a buyer to buy. Just all those little things. And so they consult with you, you advise them. That's why we call it real estate consulting. They consult with us, we advise, we consult, advise, and then we process application. That's basically the 3 main things that I do as a consultant, and that's what real estate consulting is all about. Now, how do I get leads? How do I make sale? Before I came into real estate, I was a blogger, or something I would rather call a content writer, an online content writer. Basically, I had websites. I still have a lot of websites that I write for, and I try to guide in different niches, in different topics. I still have a lot of websites. I still do that, So basically, I was already in that feed, doing all that. So when I I got introduced into real estate consulting. I simply just took advantage of that skill that I already have. I created a website. And when you're into online content writing, when you are a content, some call it content marketing. Content marketing. Basically, you are using content. You are using content to target certain people online and draw them to you, so that you build your own little community around the niche, so that you cannot sell anything to them, basically. you know I already, before I came into real estate, I already really know how to use a website to target people who are looking for a particular information, or people who are looking for a particular product to buy. That way, you can just use a website to target them, and then they come to you instead of you going to them. If you watched my previous video, I told you how I started with network marketing, and how I got my first year after a lot of stress, going up and down, a lot of going around without getting anything, but how I used attraction marketing, and before you know it, within 2-3 weeks, I got my first sale in the business. If you've not watched that video, I recommend that you watch that video. If you don't know how to get that video, just reach out to me. It's in my YouTube channel. I created a YouTube channel already where I upload these videos, so you should get it. You should be able to get it from there. So you watch that. Basically, so I just created a website, and then started writing content, and then started targeting. I was actually basically writing content on topics that I know that people want to buy land. You understand? People want to buy land, are asking, like people are asking about document titles, which land is safe to buy. So if you visit my website now, landforsaleLagos.com, that's my official website for this business, for real estate consulting, landforsaleLagos.com. If you visit that website now, you see different topics and you understand what I mean. Basically, I write on different topics. I try to guide people. I share tips for on how people can transact safely, when they are buying any property, any kind of property. So with all that, people find my website. People who are looking to buy land find my website, and then my numbers are there. They just call me and reach out to me, and then from there my consulting starts, because the question starts. You hardly see somebody that will just reach out to you and say, hey, I saw this land, I want to buy, start processing application. They must ask you a few questions, so you must be ready to set yourself up. To be prepared when those questions come up, so that is the way you answer a client that would, as you are talking, they are listening to you, they are judging you, they are making conclusions about you, and they decide whether they want to buy or not. But when somebody is asking you a question and you can't even answer, you are saying, let me tell my partner to call you, or something like that. You've lost that client already. So basically that's it. What else now? So that's how I generate leads. Most of my leads, at least, most of my leads come from my website, and there's also, I use YouTube also, but we'll talk about that later. So that's how I generate leads. I generate leads through my website. I generate leads through YouTube. Those are the two channels that I use, and I'm able to get leads regularly, but it's not just that the website is there and it continues to bring me leads. No, that's not it. I continue to write. I continue to when people are going out to look for clients, what I'm doing, I'm at home, I'm thinking of the next topic to write about for my website. So you continue to maintain the website. I continue to maintain it. I continue to write on it. That way, each topic I write has a potential of bringing more people to me. Each topic I write. So the more you write, you don't just write out of place. You have to know what you're writing about. Maybe someday I'll do a video to talk about how to create those kind of website that you can use to to target buyers online. But there is a technique to it. You can't just, there are a lot of people who have websites that nobody visits. And if you have a website that nobody visits, it's a completely wasted, like you are completely wasting your time. You are wasting your time, you're wasting your money if you are paying for hosting for the website. So I just think there's a technique to it, and I mastered the technique over spent years like learning about it, like mastering it. So it's not something I can just talk about in a video of 1 hour self. you know um, I really started my entrepreneurial journey in 2010, and I came into real estate consulting in October 2016. So you can see I've had like 6 years experience just being, that's what I was doing before. When I started 2010, that was what I was doing, blogging, content marketing, and all that. I was learning the skills. So it took me that long to master it, so you can imagine. So there's a technique to it. I wouldn't recommend you start with that if you know nothing about it. But if you're already in the field and you have experience in that line already, you have experience on how to use a website to target buyers, of course you can start with it. But even with that, it still takes a while. My website didn't start generating leads, didn't start sending me leads until about 3 months later. And that's usually the time range that it takes, within 3 months. If you know what you're doing, it takes within 3 months for you, and you don't want to wait that long. In this business, we've had people who started making money when in their first week, second week. People's it all depends on how how you run with the business, what you decide. If you think you can't sell, you can't sell. That's the truth. You just need to realize this is a business, I can do it if others are doing it, and really ordinary people are doing it. I have a guy who I brought into the business. Is a student who made a sale. I made a sale of 2 plots. I made 180K immediately. He's a student, and he keeps chasing more sale, So that's just it. So that's it. Let's talk about the business now, the compensation plan, how much you can make, what's the potential, of it. Now, there are 2 stages of earning in the business. You can actually do the business. There's a referral side to it, and there's a side also where you can just sell by yourself and not build a team. The whole idea of building a team is that it is true that it is better you earn from the effort of 100 people. It is better you are earning 10,000 naira every month from the effort of 100 people than you are making 1 million by yourself every month. It is true. Go check it out. Any successful business person will tell you that there's nothing like building a team. That's why you see more and more businesses are introducing this referral side to any business. A lot of business you see now, they are introducing referral side. But the reason I like real estate network marketing side of the business, it's not all about real estate network marketing side of the business. It can actually just start and end with you sell a product, you earn, and it ends there. You don't have to, and you can actually do well with it, but eventually, whether you start immediately or you start later, you do want to get to that point. Is a point of growth. You do want to get to that point where you are really, I know people that in this our line of business that get a lot of alerts daily, and that's the other aspect of the business I'm talking about, that you can actually be getting alerts every day without making any, without even making any sense. Anyway, so let's talk about the first stage. The first stage is that you sell and you get paid commission. That's it. There's nothing like, what I like about this business is that you don't sell and then you start calling, and so when you now won't pay my commission now, the money. You can sell. No matter how big the business is, you can sell. Even if it's 5 million that is coming from the deal, you can sell, and that 5 million gets transferred to you within 24 hours. is that interesting. So that's why I really like it, because my money is not delayed. Anytime I say I get it, there's nothing like you earn weekly, you earn monthly. I said today, I get that money today. I said tomorrow, I get that money tomorrow. So that's just how it is. So a lot of the companies that we work with pay 15% per sale. So if a land is selling for 600,000 naira, you get when you sell it, you get 15% of it. There are some of the companies that deduct tax, what they call it now, is it withholding tax or something, or 5% from the money, the transaction amount. Okay, if a land is selling for 600,000 now, they deduct that 5% from the 600,000 before they now calculate your 15% on the amount, on the balance. But some companies do that, not all companies do that. But even if the companies that do that is a normal requirement, people are supposed to pay tax in Nigeria. Those that don't, I don't know how they intend to. That could be a problem for them later in the future. But then, being the selfish individuals that we are always happy when we see those companies that don't deduct 5%. So that's it. Basically, a lot of people for land, there are different. The commission for houses are different from lands, because usually houses are usually bigger bulk of money, so they can't pay you 15%. That would be so much money from the amount of money. So money for houses, commission you earn on houses are usually smaller than when you sell a land. When you sell a land, you get between 10% to 15%. There are companies that pay 10%, there are companies that pay 15%. So you get between 10% and 15% per sale. Each sale you make by yourself. When you sell by yourself, you get between 10% or 15%. That's the first level of earning. And you can actually continue like that, without going to the next level of earning, without bothering yourself about it. But it's not advisable. You want to grow in business, you want to build your own team. You understand? If you watch this video now, you come into the business, you are in my team. When you sell, the whole benefit of having a team or being under a team is that person at the top, me now, in my team, me now, I'm invested in your success. Why? Because I know that when you sell, you succeed. I will succeed. I will know I'm getting something. So I'm more invested, unlike when I know, I'm just supporting you. At the end of the day, save, you make money, I won't get anything. So that's why more and more businesses are adding this referrals business model to their way of earning, because it just helps you earn endlessly. What I can do is limited, What I can do is limited. But when I grow a team, 20 people, 30 people active. Can you imagine if you come into the business and you have a team like 30 active people in your team selling properties? Can you imagine how much you'll be making? That's when we're talking about 7-figure now, how to make 7-figure. We'll be talking about 8-figure easily. You'll be making 10 million, 12 million, 15 million monthly. That's the potential that a team offers, So now I've actually gotten into talking about how you can get daily alerts without actually selling anything. That's just the simple explanation, the simple gist about it. That's how you can actually earn daily alert, get daily alert, wake up to alert. I've woken up several times to alerts on my phone, from a sale. And I'm like, look at it, smile, laugh, proud of myself, go back to sleep, So that's the best way to wake up, by the way. Like when you wake up to an alert, that's the best way to wake up. Anyway, so that is it. For the second stage of earning, the percentage is between 2% to 5%. Mostly it is 5%, like for your first level, because there is up to, when it comes to team building, there are 3 levels of earning. When I refer you, I make make between 2 to 5% from your sale when you sell, and that doesn't affect what you earn. They are not taking it from your 15%. If you sell a land for 600,000 naira, because the land prices we have goes between 600,000. The lowest we have is 500,000, and between 500,000 to for land to 20 million. Between 500,000 to 20 million. So if you sell a land for 500,000 or you sell the land for 20 million, you get 15% of that 20 million. Then the person that refers you gets, depending on the company, gets between 2 to 5% of that same 20 million, not of your own share of it. You know, now that's first level of earning. When I refer you, you sell, and I get commission on your money. That's first level. Now, second level is the people you refer, they sell, I still make money. That's second level. That's lower. It's between what's the percentage again? I think between 1% to 3%. You know, then the person that person refers, so that's the third level, and that's between, I think, 2 to 1%, 1% to 2%. That's where it ends. I'll send you to the description on below this video. You see a link to a page where you do registration, and you see the breakdown there. I'll break it down there so you understand it better. I'll drop the percentage there, and the more once you come into the business and you start reading the resources I provide, it will become clearer and clearer. But I think it's very simple to understand. So that's it basically. Let me see what else is there to talk about. So how do you get leads? How do you get leads and make your first sale? Quickly make your first sale. Well, that's usually the first one is usually the hardest, right? The first sale is usually the hardest. Well, like I've said, there are people who have made a sale in their first week of coming into the business. There are people who have made a sale in their second week. There are people who have made a sale. I made a sale within 3 months of being in the business. But I wasn't really pushing. When I came into the business, the reason why it took long, when I came into the business, I simply just created my website and just relaxed and said, I don't know buy land, Jerry. Let me just create this website. If people start to visit my website and start to contact me that they want to buy, fine. If they don't, fine. That was the attitude I came into the business with. So I basically just created the website, I wrote the content that I wrote, and left it and started doing other things. I started doing other things, and then all of a sudden, one day in January 2017, I got my first call. Oh, I visited your website, I saw so and so estate, I would like to know about it, and that was how I followed it up and then closed my first sale, and that was within 3 months period. There are people who hit the ground running, who don't even know about websites, who do a whole lot of promotions. The truth is that when you don't even know about how to use a website to generate leads, I think you're more hardworking, you are more eager. I can be a bit laid back in terms of, sometimes I'm very, very, but that's the thing with working from home though. Sometimes you are very, very, there are days I don't cook. Like this video I'm preparing for now. All through last night, I slept late because I was trying to write some content, have some things ready before it. This morning I woke up early, still trying to do that. I've not really done anything apart from taking my breakfast, which I even took as a brunch, So when you work for yourself, you can't be, it's not that you work for yourself, you are the boss now, you are not working. The benefit is that while it is that you don't have weekend, because I don't have weekend, work Saturdays, work Sunday, I'm on my laptop. Every time I'm on my laptop, public holiday, I'm on my laptop. You understand? When you work for yourself, you work harder than somebody who has a full-time job, like somebody who has a white-collar job. But the difference is that there are days you can choose to not work. When I do so much work, sometimes a week I can just decide to lay back. I beg, I not do anything, Jerry. I beg, let me just rent a season film and just like forget myself. But I'll still be making sale. Why? Because I take advantage of technology. So while I'm watching my movie, or I'm relaxing, or I'm feeling lazy to even do anything, a call can just come in that just brings me back into the business mood. Like somebody can just come in and say, hey, someone referred me to you. Oh. I need a land in this area. All the laziness and everything is gone. I'm back to business mode. So that's how it is working for yourself. It's not that, oh, people work for themselves, they are relax. Well, there's no salary for you. Like seriously. So if you don't work, you don't eat. Which is why the referral side of the business is good. Like those days when you months that you are not personally productive, your team can. That's if you've been able to invest some effort into your team to grow an active team, When they do well, it's not all months, like all months are not the same. There are months that I've made like over 2 million, over 3 million. Myself, from my own sale, But there are months that you barely just close a sale. But because the properties that we sell too, I mean, like I said, the lowest is 500,000. Was 15% of 500,000? 15% of 500,000 might be, I think, 80,000 naira. So that's the lowest you earn. So when you earn big. It's not like, oh, I made it one sale, so now only 10,000 naira I make. No, when you earn big. That's the lowest though. So if you are not selling property that is lowest, you are selling mid-range, the property that sells for a land that sells for 2 million naira. So one deal can be just all you need in a month. If you're even selling a house that sells for 70 million, 50 million, one deal might just be all you need in a month. You really don't need more than that to go. But months that you're not productive, your team can make up for your earnings. So that's it basically. I'm trying to think if there's something else I'm not talking. Okay, how to generate leads. If you're not using a website, there are different. One of the easiest means you can use to generate leads for this business is videos, YouTube videos. Create a channel. It's very easy to create a channel. In the description of this video, I'll add a link that takes you to a page that will give you step by step how to easily within 5 minutes create a YouTube channel. Maybe sometimes you go to YouTube to watch how to tie daily, how to this, how to that. Those are channels where you see people upload videos and all that. It is free. Everything is free, and it doesn't take more than a few minutes to do all those things you're doing. It's just lack of knowledge. Otherwise, it's very free for anybody to do. So below the description of this video, I'm going to add a link that takes you to how to create a YouTube channel. Now, once you have a YouTube channel you've created, you can create it in any business name. It's better if you give it a name that is related to properties. You understand? So and so properties, or so and so. If you go to my you can use my YouTube channel as an example. You go to landforsaleinlagos.com, click on YouTube. You see the YouTube icon there. That's my YouTube channel. Just click on it and you see my videos. I call it Land for Sale in Lagos Inspection Videos. That's the title for my YouTube channel. And what I do is basically that, inspection videos. When I go to YouTube, when I go for site inspection, of course, we all go with our phone. So you see a lot of us, we are using our phones to record, video the land and everything. You might have seen something similar, something about what I'm talking about. You see, we're just using our phones to record the site and give a little bit information about the land. Oh, this land has so and so title. You can how to get to my channel now. You can go watch one of my videos and see how I do what I do. How I do my videos. It's very simple. Those videos, I don't even add my face to it. Instead of putting my face, I feel that's a distraction. The client is not interested in seeing your face. The client just wants to see the land. So basically, I'm showing the land and I'm talking on the background. I'm giving information that I want to give on the background. And when I come, funny enough, a lot of my colleagues do that. But I think where a lot of people lack in this business is that when they get home, they don't upload it to a YouTube channel. They just keep it in their phone, like until somebody shows interest in it, before they will not be like, Sorry, my throat is so dry. Let me take some water. So where a lot of my colleagues are missing it is that they go to sites, they record videos, and then they don't upload it to a channel. They just keep it in their phone until a client wants to know about the land, that particular land. They will not send a video to the client. Like, you need to leverage on the video. You know what is working for me is allowing me to that has allowed me a lot of time freedom, is that whatever I do in this business, whatever effort I put into the business, I mean, any effort I put into, whether it is getting information on the properties, or writing, writing about anything about, maybe writing for my website and all that, I leverage on it. By leverage, I mean that time that I've put in. You won't just say you've gone to see a land today and that's it. I have to make sure that that land that I went to see today, that effort that I put in, it will continue to benefit. I will continue to benefit from it. That's leverage. I will continue to benefit from that effort that I put into, to do that, to visit that land. And the only way to do that is to record a video, upload it to a YouTube channel. People will start, like, people will find it before you know it. People will find it, like, upload the video, add a title, come up with a title for it, add a description, add tags, just like you use social media and you use tags. Add tags that describes what the product you are uploading is about, just add tags. And before you know it, it worked for my sister. When I told her about videos, she went on. In fact, her own videos even work faster for her than it did for me. Within 2 weeks, she was already getting a call. Oh, I saw your video. Oh, I saw your... So videos, video marketing, that's it. And it's free. It's just your phone. This thing, our phones can do a lot these days. Gone are those days that you say, I want to record a video, I have to go buy camera, that big camera, then this, then that, then I have to buy. No. Gone are those days. Our phones, this video you are watching now was recorded with my phone. It's recorded with my phone. I'm even losing light now. It's evening here. I'm losing light now, but it's 05. 05 has it's Infinix 05. So 05 has flashlights, front camera flashlight. So that's what's giving me the lights you're seeing, but it's getting dark here. So that's it. Our phones can do a lot. Our phones can really do a lot. And I don't have any camera. Anything you see me do when I go to sites, anything I do video related is on my phone. What you simply need to do is buy this what's the name for this thing? Let me try and get the name. Where's the pack for that? Okay. Sit. Just buy this sorry, I keep forgetting the name. This is it. It's like, it works as a selfie stick and a stand for your phone, so that you don't have to hold your phone so much. And you only do that when you're doing a long video like I'm doing now. But if it's at the site, it's just briefly. Those videos are not more than 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes video. I always keep it below 5 minutes, except it's for an estate that I want to be detailed, and I do